planners. It's Kim here from Memories in Time. I'm back today in my wellness planner to share something that I did, a sleep tracker. And I actually had created the sleep tracker for March because if you are a current subscriber, you know, you hear me talk all the time about how I struggle with sleep. And so a few weeks back in March, I had the idea to create a sleep tracker and keep it in my wellness planner. And so I'm going to pull that out right now, and I will link the video for the sleep tracker down below. I'm just checking to make sure I am in frame here. Let me zoom in just a little so you can see this better. I'm sorry for the shake. You guys know I'm in a makeshift office at the time. So before I get started, let me just say, if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I have had a few new subscribers lately, and thank you so much for subscribing. It means a lot to me that you find inspiration in the content I share, and if you are returning, thank you so much for returning, and I'm so glad that you find inspiration in what I share. So I will link the video for how I created the sleep tracker down below. And basically what I did is, and I didn't count off grids or anything like that, so that's why it's a little off center. So I do need to create one for April, and when I do, I will try to center it just a little more, and it may not be as decorative. I did use stickers from the Free Spirit, the Free Spirit 1, the original Free Spirit book. The gold, or the rose gold. This is rose gold. The rose gold, and then the washi that I used already had the little gold flecks in it. So basically what I did is I just drew out a grid with days of the week and hours. And I did that from March the 4th all the way through the end of March. And so I just used a gray colored pencil and my Fitbit to document my the amount of sleep that I got each night. And so you can see that it's all over the place, absolutely all over the place. This gives me, when I look at my Fitbit, it's a line. Those of you who are used to a Fitbit, it's a line. If you look at it on your phone, or if you look at it on your watch, I'm sorry, if you look at it on your watch, it will tell you like hours and minutes like that. And then it will show you your awake time, it will show you your REM, it will show you your light, and it will show you your deep. So I think for April, why was I getting ready to say February? I think for April, I'm going to do a little more intense tracking. I'll probably create 2 of these because I want to start tracking my deep sleep, because I'm not getting enough deep sleep every single night, and I don't know what that issue is. So this was my week for March. Then I flipped it over on the back, and I didn't do any decoration at all, and I did not count my grids. And so what I did is I just opened up my Fitbit app, and I looked at the line that it gives me. Now you can tap that line and it gives you a graph that shows you red is awake, and then there's 3 different shades of blue. One is for REM, one is for light, and one is for deep. And the shades of blue get darker as it goes down. So I can look at that graph, but I just wanted something that I could just compare real quickly. And so on the back of my sleep tracker, again, I did no decoration. All I did was just the washi that was the same as on the front. and I wrote down because I wanted to look at my sleep patterns. So I wrote down the times that I go to sleep in the evening and the times that I wake in the morning. And then the thing that I love about the Fitbit is at the end of the week, in a blue bar at the top, it tells you your weekly average sleep. So it takes your hours for every night and it gives you an average. So on the first full week of March, my weekly average was exactly 7 hours. The earliest I went to sleep was 6:57 p.m. and the earliest I woke was 3:41 a.m. and the latest I slept was 5:01 a.m. And so you guys know that I travel 1 hour and 15 minutes one way to work. So, and I work from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. So I am at least 6:15 to 6:30 getting home in the evening. Get supper, walk the boys, that kind of thing. And I'm exhausted. Like, literally, my mind is just, I'm checked out, I'm tapped out. And then waking this early, I just, after I walk the boys, I have dinner, I may watch just a little TV, and typically I fall asleep on the couch watching TV. So then I moved into the second week, and that was from March 11th through March 17th, and my average was 6 hours and 53 minutes, and it looks like the earliest I went to sleep that week was 7:57 p.m., so I was able to stay awake just a little bit longer, and the earliest I woke that week was 12:39 a.m. Yes, I went to sleep at 8:33 that night, and I woke at 12:33 a.m. Sleep patterns all over the place, all over the place. So then for the week of March 18th through 24th, I had an average of 6 hours and 41 minutes. And it looks like the earliest I went to sleep that week was 7:11 p.m. And the earliest I woke was 3:30 a.m. And then on the final week of March, I was able to stay awake a tiny bit longer that week, obviously. And the earliest I went to sleep was 8:17 p.m. And the earliest that I woke was 3:37 p.m. I'm sorry, 3:37 a.m. But if you guys look back through the month of March, like 5:01 was the latest I slept that day, or that week. The latest I slept this week, the second week, was 5:34. The latest I slept this week was 5:01. And I don't even have to set an alarm. I have an alarm every morning, but I'm always up before the alarm goes off. And the latest that I slept this week, this last week of March, was 5:30. So, I think for me, the reason I'm tracking this is I want to at least track 3 months and see if I can pick up some patterns. And I have also started tracking now movement. I have started tracking food. So then I can look to see, and tracking caffeine, the amount of caffeine. And the only caffeine that I take in is coffee, and I am cutting myself off at 3 cups of coffee a day now. That's it, 3 cups, no more. I do not, very rarely do I eat any chocolate. And I do not drink tea. I mean, once in a blue moon, I'll have a flavored sweet tea if we're dining out, just because I don't drink soft drink. So I'm going to be comparing my sleep. I'm going to be looking at patterns there. I'm going to be comparing my eating and caffeine consumption, and see if just on my own I can find something that is other than the fact that I travel so far and I wake so early and, go to sleep so early. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to see if there is some other force at play there. So, I just wanted to share this with you. For those of you who did watch the video and make comments about the sleep tracker, I wanted you to see how I used it. And I will be, probably this weekend, I will be creating my April one. And the thing that I love about the Fitbit is I can go back. I can create it, like I could create it even at the end of April, but I could go back and fill it in. But I probably will go ahead and create it this weekend and back up and do my first week of April. And at the same time, I will be looking in my wellness planner at my eating habits and that sort of thing too, to see if there's any correlation. So hopefully you enjoyed this second part of the sleep tracker video and how I used it, and the fact that I did the graph, and then the fact that I actually, and this was just for me, this is something I feel like I need to do, look at my weekly going to sleep and waking and what my average sleep time is. So if you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. If you were inspired to create your own sleep tracker, I did not tell you how I created this, but I will link the video down below. This was not a half sheet. This was an original old, it was like, I'm just going to pull out my beautiful socialite. It was just a note paper. It was just a classic size note paper, just like this dot grid, but it was the box grid, like the graph paper. It was just an original classic size from like 3 years ago, and I just literally cut it in half with my paper trimmer, and that is how I created this half sheet. And then I just laid the washi down on the front, laid the washi down on the back, and put it back in my hole punch, my classic hole puncher. And the reason that I put the washi on the back also is that way there was no sticky washi getting in my hole puncher. So this was just like really old note sheet that I cut in half. But you could use any of the new half sheets. You could use any of the journal, like any of the journals, like the journal paper that comes in any of the Happy Planner journals. The dot grid, you could use the dot grid. You could use any paper. You could actually even use notebook paper, any kind of paper you could use. And so that's just a little about how this came to be. But again, I will link the original video so that you can, if you're interested, you can watch me make this. And so again, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you have yet to subscribe, I would love if you would hit that subscribe button and follow along in my planning journey. Thanks, guys. Happy planning.